Hello, in this short video, I am going to show you how to access the discussions and other communication features in the online classroom. So in the top toolbar, you will see the communications option. And if I right click on the arrow next to the communications option, there are several things that you see here. And you can access your email directly from this communication option. You can also access all the discussions as well as the chat. And the chat here will take you directly to the chats where I hold my office hours. But as I showed in the initial homepage orientation video, you can also access the online office hour chat directly from the homepage with a link provided there. So you can get to the discussions directly from the communications option in this top toolbar. And I'm going to click on this because this takes us to all the discussions. Now you will not be able to see all the required discussions throughout the semester yet. I released them the Friday before the discussion begins. So you have an opportunity to work ahead on your discussion post over the weekend if you'd like. But there are certain discussion forums that are always available to you, including my virtual office. And so there's a general Ask the Professor discussion forum where you can post general questions about assignments, concepts, um, upcoming deadlines, things that are not specifically related to you as a student enrolled in this course. This is a great place to post those types of questions because other students in the class may have those questions, and so they would benefit from your question because they'll be able to see my feedback to you. However, if you do have a question for me that is particular to your situation, such as a grade question or a question about feedback I gave you on assignment, there is another option for you to send me a message through a discussion forum that is private and confidential, which means that no other student has access to this particular discussion forum except for you as well as me. This is an option for you to communicate with me as an alternative to email if you do not use your Normandale email consistently, because all of my communications to you will be through the Normandale email system because that is a requirement of Normandale Community College. So if you send me an email from your Gmail account, I will have to ask you to resend that message using your Normandale email account because this is college policy. However, if you'd rather not use your Normandale email account, for those communications, you have another option here in the online classroom, and I can tell you that students frequently make use of this option. So I encourage you to definitely use this. And this is the Conversations with Dr. Sakanic discussion forum. There's also a Psych Cafe discussion forum where you can post things that you are learning about or seeing. Often what happens in this course and other psychology courses is that students begin to notice psychology all around them. So they begin to see in the news or media concepts that we're studying that they may not have previously noticed or paid attention to. So feel free to share those videos and resources in the Seeing Psychology All Around Us discussion forum. And this is also the place where we'll have our our introduction discussion in the first week, which is the welcome and introductions discussion forum you see here. Below this, you will see the Psych Lab discussions. And I encourage you to please review the overview because it includes information about deadlines, requirements, and expectations for the discussions, as well as how to locate your group assignment. Every week or for every discussion, you will be assigned to a small group, and it will be a different small group of students every week. So you'll have an opportunity to work with other students in the class. What I will say, though, is that you will potentially be in the same group with some of the same students. So it isn't that every week all of the members of your group will be new, but it'll be a new group of students than you worked with previously, in that there won't be the exact same students in your discussion groups every week. And so below this, you will see all the discussions listed. And right now, the Psych Lab Discussion 1 is available to you, which begins in week 2 of this term. Okay, so this concludes, I have actually one more thing I wanted to point your attention to, and it is the groups. So as I mentioned just a second ago, you can see the instructions in the Psych Lab discussion forum the instructions for how to locate your group assignment, but you can also do that here in the groups option in the communications drop down menu. If you click on this, this will show you all of your group assignments for this class. So you can see your particular group for each discussion. What I will tell you is that when you post your discussion postings in the Psych Lab discussion, for each discussion, you will not have to select a group. Your post will automatically be posted to your assigned group. So you don't need to know your group assignment before you post your discussion posting, but you may want to know this to know what other who are the other members of your group. The other thing that I just want to call your attention to is that before you can see other posts submitted in your discussion group, you first need to submit your initial posting with your response to the discussion prompts. This is a requirement because these discussion postings are really yours. And so these discussion assignments are called Psych Lab discussions for a reason. They are opportunities for you to discuss and to try out your ability to explain and use concepts. So they're learning labs. And what I want to emphasize is that the expectation is that you do not necessarily always explain concepts accurately, but that you're attempting to use your critical thinking skills in applying concepts and in explaining examples or the application of concepts to everyday life and experiences or scenarios. So just keep in mind, you're not graded in these Psych Lab discussions with respect to accuracy, but with respect to your involvement, your participation, the critical thinking you demonstrate, and the extensiveness or the details that you include in your discussion posts with respect to elaborating on concepts or ideas that you're discussing or referring to in your discussion posts. And you can read more about the requirements for the Psych Lab discussion and how they're evaluated in the Psych Lab discussion rubric, which I'll be showing in the content orientation video. So now this actually concludes this video focused on the communications option in the top toolbar.